Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Ron Pope, Chief of Operations and Marketing here at Leafit, and I want to welcome you to the Inner Circle webinar. Now, I know that there's a lot of folks here this evening that are just seeing this for the first time. This is not an opportunity webinar. This is a webinar where we have the different leaders come to this webinar and speak directly with you to give you the golden nuggets of what they're doing to build their business so quickly. And with that, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and cover just a couple of things about the company so that if you are new, you understand why are so many people so excited? What is it they're looking at that you haven't seen yet? Well, guys, for the first time ever, Leafit is an app, a social network actually, that shares the revenue back with the users when the content you post on the social network generates a sale. So what am I saying there? Well, basically, you'll snap a picture, and you'll look at that picture and see what it reminds you of, and then you'll choose from one of our 19,000 plus retailers a product. And so let's say you snapped a picture, and in that picture you see a green lawn chair, or whatever's in your picture. But you'll quickly type into the app, green lawn chair. It'll sort through the 19,000 plus retailers and come back with the results for which of our retailers have that particular green lawn chair. You choose the one that you want, you click on it, and you hit post. It's that quick, guys. It literally takes you seconds. Now, if somebody sees your post and they like the product and they decide to go ahead and buy that product, once they've clicked on your leaf, some networks call it a post, we call it a leaf. As soon as they click on that leaf, you became the portal to get them to that product. So when they buy it, you get a commission. Okay, so we're sharing that revenue back when the content you posted generates an e-commerce sale. So that's how it works. It's the first time it's ever been done, and I want to go through real quick and just show you the magnitude of the market here. But before we do that, let me talk to you about what we have out available to you right now. We have in the iTunes store, we've got a version available for iOS 7.0 and above. We are currently working on additional versions. We are working on the PC and Mac desktop. So that's pretty exciting, guys, because what that means is that as soon as that version's done, anybody and everybody will be able to access the social network, whether it be through their smartphone accessing the internet, or they go straight through their desktop. Once the desktop version is done, this will be available to everybody. Right after that, we'll be working on the rest of the mobile devices and the Android version. But, guys, we have a patent pending on this business model, which means what? It means that you have a first-to-market opportunity here, and now is the time to start building your social network and bringing people over here rather than continuing to send them to other companies or other social networks. And one question I ask people all the time is, are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? And they all, everybody says, well, yeah, of course I am. Okay. And the next question is, how much have they sent you each month for your referrals to their network? Do they pay you for all those friends that you brought over there that they're making money off of? And the answer is always the same. Well, no, they're not paying me anything for that. So that's what we're talking about here, guys. The first time ever, a social network that's going to share the revenue back with the users. Now, the market here is one that's proven. It's not a new market. We're not trying to do anything, to create a brand new market and convince people to come over here and try something out that they've never done before. We're not even asking anybody to change the way that they currently do things on other social networks. This is a market, guys, that's been around for a while. Facebook has been in it since 2004. Prior to that was like MySpace. And what I want to point out, though, is that this market is growing faster than any market in history. And if you look at this here, look at Pinterest down here. It came out in 2010. They have 70 million users. Significant. But you'll notice on this chart in front of you, they are the smallest one on the chart. Down at the other end, you have Facebook with 1.23 billion users. What I'd like to point out on this chart here also is that when you look at a market, you want to know, is it established? Are people, entering that market? Are they, is it a trend? Is it something that's just going to go away? But look at what happened with Google Plus here, guys. In 2011, they came out. They already have 540 million users on their network, because they played off the successes of the other social networks that were already in the market. They came out, did some unique things, and drew quite the crowd. But none of these on your page in front of you, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Google, and Facebook. None of them shares the revenue back with you. It's not because they don't have it. It's because they choose in their business model not to share that. Let's take a look at how many pictures are being posted each and every day, because this is the backbone to Leafit. You have to snap the picture to start with. Then you make a comment and tag a product to it and post it up to the network. But it all starts with snapping a picture. And if you look at this, let's go back to pick on Pinterest again here. 20 million pictures each and every day being uploaded to Pinterest. Pretty significant. Then you got 60 million, 144, 214 on Google. Remember, they came out in 2011. Look at that, 214 million pictures every single day. All right. And then you got Facebook over here with 350 million pictures being posted every day. I thought it couldn't get any better. And then about a week and a half ago, I was speaking with our CEO, Lawrence, and Sal, and he was telling me that actually, what is it? There's another social network that has 400 million pictures a day. Snapchat has 400 million pictures a day being posted. So again, not asking anybody to do anything new that they haven't done before. We're just allowing you guys to get in front of the trends here and ride this wave. So pretty significant. Different markets that we're bringing together, because we're not playing in just one market. We're bringing multiple markets together here. The first one being the traffic, all right, the social network. Over 2 billion users right now, up almost a billion users since 2011. Very significant growth. Then you got the online advertising. The reason I bring this up is that we will have an advertising platform that you guys will get to share in once our user base is a little larger here. But $135 billion a year industry right there in online advertising. Why is it so big? Well, that's because the trends, the people, the consumers are going online. And I had somebody ask me recently, well, I don't want to have to, ask anybody to change the way they're shopping. You're not. You're just, again, I stated a second ago, you're getting in front of that trend. It's already happening. Ask your friends how many of them have bought something online. And then think about this. Would they have bought it from you if you would have referred that product to them? You see, that's what you're doing here. You're bringing your friends into your social network and then referring products to them, products that you think are pretty cool, that would be great, and then allowing your friends to see those products. So you're sharing information there. $135 billion a year industry, up $17 billion just since 2012. So lots of room for growth, and lots of room for each and every one of you to make a very significant income. Then we got the affiliate and direct sales industry. It's $167 billion a year. It's gone up $2 billion in just the last 12 months. Then we got the e-commerce industry here, guys. This is the online shopping, 1.5 trillion. All right, that's up from $1 trillion in 2012. So I think that kind of proves my point that you're not asking anybody to do anything new. I mean, that is significant revenue right there. Add them all up, we got about $1.8 trillion a year market that we get to play in. So, and it's growing each and every day. Let me show you just some quick projections, and then we'll get over to our speakers. The first projection I want to show you here is the number of social network users between now and 2017. We already know where we've been. Okay, so we know that the trends are going up. 2011, 1.22 billion users on social networks. 2014, up to about 2 billion. So pretty good growth right there. But if you look at what's going on through 2017, we expect to have over 2.5 billion users using social networks. So you think some people are coming this direction that you might be able to, maybe pull over to your social network? Absolutely. Not to mention the fact that when you do go out to the other 2 billion users and tell them that you're with the first social network that shares the revenue, when the content you post generates a sale, it's going to get some ears. People are going to listen to you. And it's happening each and every day. We're going viral right now. Very significant. But let's take a look now with this traffic through 2017. What happens on the sales side of things? What kind of revenue are we really talking about, and what's the growth pattern of it here? And what I'm trying to do is help you guys do your analysis of the market and the company here. Just real quick, if you want more information after this, you can always go watch one of our opportunity webinars. We have 6 of those each and every day. But on e-commerce sales, look at the uptrend right here. In 2012, it was just over $1 trillion. Yeah, I did say trillion. We're talking T's now, $1 trillion. Just over $1 trillion. And this year expected to be over 1.5 trillion. But look at this here, guys. As it continues out to 2017, it just continues to trend upward over 2.357 trillion. That's almost a full $1 trillion increase between now and 2017. Now, it's not just going to fall off the edge at the end of 2017 and all of a sudden just be gone. All right, this is a market that's going to be here for generations. I mean, this is a complete change of the way that people live their lives. They're looking for convenience. They want things simple, and that's what we bring them. And we're doing it through a social network where they can go and have fun. They can socialize and look at products as they're doing it. So, pretty exciting stuff. I think that may have helped a few of you make some decisions whether you're moving forward with Leafit or not. If you are, let me tell you how to get started here. You simply join Leafit through the normal process. So you get your sponsor's username, go to the replicated site, join as an affiliate or as an associate. Affiliates are free. Associates, you guys have access to more levels of income there. Tap into a very significant full-time income. Once you've joined Leafit, then simply click on the banner in your back office. I suggest you log into your back office through your phone. Click on the banner. It'll take you straight over to the iTunes store, and you can download version 1.0.1. All right? So that's the proper process. Now, I'm going to just throw this out here real quick for you guys. Once you start posting, there are some guidelines. Okay, the biggest thing is we just want to make sure the information going up, the content being shared, is something people want to see. Okay, because that'll make or break a network. If everything is pornography or inappropriate, illegal, hateful content, or boring ads where you've gone to a website and just copied, an ad from that website, brought it over and posted it onto the Leafit social network. Those are the types of things that we don't want to see in the network. Okay, so it leaves it pretty open for what you can post, right? It's just a matter of posting something fun that people want to see. I mean, think about it. Think about yourself. What do you want to see? You want to see some funny pictures with some great comments, things like that. That's the light, fun atmosphere that we want to create over here with Leafit. Now, with that, guys, I just wanted to get that quick overview out of the way for anybody new on the webinar this evening. Hopefully that helped you guys make some decisions. At this point, what I want to do is I want to bring some speakers forward that are doing an exceptional job in building their teams, supporting their teams, and creating duplication. And the first speaker I'm going to bring out here to you guys is Tonjua Walker. And as you can see here, Tonjua started with us July 11th. And she has already built her team to over 424 people. And let me just take her off of mute there. Tonjua, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'm so excited to have you on the call with us this evening, and I know that what you've got planned for everybody is exciting, and I just want to suggest everyone get your pens ready to go, take some good notes. And Tonjua, let me step back and just give you the floor here. Thanks again for coming.
All right, thank you so much. Hello to everyone. And let me say I am excited about Leafit. I'm so honored to be on this inner circle. I listen to it at least once a week. I try to get on twice because truly it is a superb tool to help build your business. And let me say I have been building and it's been fun the entire time. I just want to share a few nuggets of what I do that has really helped me to build this business with Leafit. First and foremost, I promised my husband I wouldn't spend a whole bunch of money. So I have really targeted in on Facebook. I belong to some wonderful networking Facebook groups. They're all free to join. I watch, I listen, I look at the ads, I place some about Leafit. And by consistently doing that, I have gotten to the point where I can receive 6 or 7 signups in a day. It's been absolutely phenomenal for me. I've met a lot of people through these groups from Egypt to Nigeria, England, all over. I have just been astounded at the relationships I have made. And I also want to give, of course, a shout out to Martin, who has helped me so much along the way, because I'm not very technically talented in a lot of areas. But I really like to stress that consistency is the key when you're trying to get people into seeing this incredible opportunity. They have to see it. They have to see the excitement in your words. They have to talk with you, hear from you. And when they know you're real, when they know that this is truly an amazing opportunity, they always come on board. It just blows me away. I absolutely love that part of it. But that's one of the main things I wanted to stress, is get involved with the Facebook groups. I'm currently going through iGrow University using the Facebook strategies in there, and I'm going to do even a lot more after I learn some more in that iGrow University. So I'm excited about that as well. Like I said earlier, these webinars have been a true resource for me. Every time I have come on, I have come away with one nugget that I have put to use and I consistently used to see if it worked for me. And lo and behold, a lot of it has. Some things work with some personalities, some things may not work so well, but you have to get in there and try it, because the ones that come on here and share with us truly have shown a way to succeed in this business. And Leafit is phenomenal, way out there above anything else I have seen, and I'm thrilled about it every single day I wake up. Last thing I want to share, now that this app is live, I just can't even speak enough about it. I go out every day and I look to find somebody walking with a cell phone, and believe me, it's easier. They're everywhere. I find someone and I try to look at them and I try to see what they're doing, try to find something about them that attracts me, and I go over to them with my phone in hand and I'll say, for instance, hey, I love that car or piece of technology. Can I take a picture of it? Can we take a selfie? Tell me about it. I get involved with them, find out what they do, and as I'm speaking with them, I'm showing them the app the entire time. And they always ask me, what are you doing? And I share with them this incredible opportunity to be an affiliate or even an incredible associate. And when I do that and we start the conversation, we always connect in some way, some fashion, and we hit it off, and then we relate. And once we relate, they always get involved or ask me questions, and they want to see where it's going, and I show them, and they always seem to come on board. And it's easy, and it's fun, and it is so simple. I just don't make it difficult. Show the excitement. Everyone loves being on social networks. Everyone's in one or the other, and it's just another way to get people in to do what they're already doing, but now we can get paid. Awesome. I can't wait to continue building. I can't wait to see where all these new versions will take us. I'm looking forward to seeing the growth of Leafit. And thank you so much for having me on.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tanya. And I've got some notes here I just want to go back over and cover with everybody on the webinar from what you had just said here. One of the things that is true in any business, guys, is consistency. Okay? And as Tanya talked about, being consistent in your follow-up and your support. If you're consistent, okay, the number one thing that you want to do on your team is create duplication. And people will duplicate the positive things and the negative things that you do. All right? And so what you want to do is you want to create some positive duplication, and you do that through being consistent, letting them see you do it over and over and over again. And certain things like, grabbing 3 to 5 people and then working with them, helping them, make their phone calls, getting them to build a list, make the calls, do the follow-ups, Okay, and in your follow up, you want to be consistent in the way that you do that as well. If you sent them over to your sales funnel, or you send them an email, or however it is that you got your information over to them, you always want to make sure that you follow up with them. All right, so don't leave them hanging. Follow up, and then when you're working with new people that you've brought on, you're going to help them do that same thing. You're going to help them, send out some emails, make sure that they, used a similar email as what you're using, or that they wrote up a really good one and they send it out to everybody. And then the next day, you're going to call them up and say, "Hey, it's time to, it's time to do those follow up calls. Here, and give them a little pitch that you use or something, and encourage them, call them up. You don't necessarily have to sit there and do the follow-up calls with them, but you're teaching them consistency. So you are doing some management. Call them up and say, "Hey, don't forget to do your follow-up calls. And I'm here. I'm available if you get somebody on the phone that has questions. I'm here to answer those questions for you." All right. So you do this over and over and over again. If they don't get anybody that first day, you're going to tell them, "Hey, it's all right. Send out some more emails tonight. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll do your follow-ups again." You're going to ingrain this into people. So the things that you do, be consistent. Another thing about consistency is, don't just do your business one day and then take 6 days off. All right. Try and do something every day to stay engaged. We're a very quick moving company right now. A lot of enhancements and things are being done. We're going through the evolution right now of the company. And it's important for you to stay engaged, even if your engagement is watching a recorded webinar. Okay. But do something every day. And then another consistency thing that I think you should do is, before you go to bed, you always make your list of what you're going to do the next day. Why would you do that? Well, because if you don't plan to succeed, then you've already planned to fail. When you get home that next day from your JOB, if you have a JOB, or from your business or whatever, it's really, really easy to come up with excuses. All right. So we want to make sure that, everybody's avoiding those excuses. And so when you're training your new prospects or your new associates when they first come on, you're going to teach them that same thing. Make a list before you go to bed. That way, when you get home, you're right into, the things that you want to be doing. Make a list of who you want to talk to. Just put your guys' business model in place, and then be consistent with it, and follow up and then follow through. All right. Don't just drop the ball and let your business die. Continue to work it every single day, even if it's just an hour a day. Let's see. Tanya talked about the iGrow University. Thanks for the shout out on the university. I get a lot of feedback on that university, and we are working on the user experience of it, the way that the information flows and how you find it and things like that. But the information that is there is incredible. I mean, I love the information. I spent a lot of last year developing that. I guess we're still in 2014. A lot of this year developing that information and the content flow and things. And so now we're just working on the user experience side of it. But incredible information in there. I love the fact, Tanya, that you put some of that to use, and you're getting results. Similar feedback as to what I'm getting from other folks that have gone through the module and taken action as they go through it. Actually start to put the things in place. Don't just read it and then don't do anything with it. Read it and put it to use. And the biggest thing you guys can do is just take action on it. So appreciate the shout out there on the university. And I honestly had no idea she was going to talk about the university, but it is an incredible tool for you guys. As a matter of fact, you can use that to build any business, online, offline, networking, or traditional. It doesn't matter. Getting an online presence today, as I showed you on the charts before, is crucial. You've got to have an online presence today, guys. Let's see, unique ways to make contacts. The fact, okay, now Tanya is obviously an extrovert and has no problem going out and walking up to people and meeting them. That maybe that's your style too, guys. Okay, maybe that's something that you could see yourself doing. Jot that down. Find ways to engage folks, and when you do engage them, get them to the app as quick as possible. All right, I share a story a lot with I went to Vegas a couple, 3 months ago, something like that, and went to a social network gathering. There was about 4,000 or 5,000 people there, and one of the speakers on stage is a SEO authority, global authority on SEO. He's been personally invited over to Facebook and Amazon both to work on their platforms. And at first, when I first brought it up to him, I said, we need to talk. I have a social network that I'd like you to take a look at. And and first thing he said was, well, what makes you any different than anybody else? And literally this fast, I got his attention. And here's what I said, and I've already said it a few times. Hopefully you guys are writing it down. I just said, I'm with the first social network that shares the revenue back with the users when the content they post generates a sale. Okay. Now this individual had just come off a stage. I met him at the back of the room, and he was posturing me. But as soon as I said that, his eyes kind of lit up, and he said, "What did you just say?" I said, "Yeah, we're the first social network that shares the revenue back with our users." I said, "Here, look at the app." Okay. So what did it take me? About 30 seconds to get to my app. Okay. So maybe make a little more small talk than I did, but I went straight for the jugular on that one. And as soon as I pulled the app out and I started to show it to him, I barely got into it. He took my phone. He's like, "I got to see this." And he starts messing around with it. Keep in mind, he's an SEO authority. And he looks at me, he smiles at me. He said, "Man, we got to talk." So this is incredible. So my point in sharing that story, guys, is it doesn't matter who you're talking to. Give them a visual. Find a unique way to engage folks, and then find a way to get your phone out of your pocket and show them the app as quick as possible. And just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. And one of the things that I also want to suggest, and which Tanya does very well, is smile and have a good time. That attracts people to you. All right. So even though you couldn't see Tanya, I mean, obviously you can see her picture here, but I know that she was smiling the whole time she was talking. And that's something I want to be around. People want to be around happy people. All right. So that's a first impression that you guys need to make. And you've only got one shot at a first impression. So make sure that when you walk up to somebody, you're not frowning, you're not upset, just kind of whatever is going on in your day, just put it off the side, walk up with a smile on your face, introduce yourself, and engage them quickly. So, but if that's not your style, that's fine. That's just one way of doing it. And Tanya, thank you so much for coming out and sharing those things. I got some good notes here that I'll add some of that into the training modules that I'm working on. So thank you. Appreciate it. The next speaker I want to bring out, this is an individual that has actually spoken in the past on the Inner Circle. And let me just unmute him real quick here. Let's see. Oh, looks like I might have lost him here. There you are. Robert, I'm going to bring you up as a panelist here. Oops. Didn't mean to bring up your email. Okay. Robert, are you with me, Robert?
Hey, we're here. It's Jeanne.
Oh, Jeanne, you're here too. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm just going to say a few words, and I'm gonna put my husband on the line to you guys.
Excellent. Well, guys, I give you Jeanne Bolton.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I wanted to just go over our story. Of course, my husband and I have been in businesses for 27 years, and one thing we have learned being in business, because you do not have a paycheck coming every week, you do have to have goals, you do have to have a plan of action, and we make our list every night of everything we got to do the next day. And with Leafit, we got involved in it September 12th. I got a call from a very good friend of mine, and he's been on the Inner Circle call. That's Glenn Whiteman, and he told us about Leafit. And in my head, it was like, wow, a social network where people actually could buy whatever they wanted to buy and save money by doing it. Something that was right at the beginning, where it was just being launched, which we've never been in a business like that, in a network marketing business where it's at the beginning. We've always come in years later. And that really got our attention. And then the fact that it was global. And so we just got really excited about it. We got involved in the business. And that very day, I was so fortunate. Our first leader, we signed up, and her name's Jo Bennett, and she has been an incredible leader on our team. She's brought in at least 10 different leaders, and they're just going for it. And we're so proud of her. And we've also have another man, Axel. He's from France, and he's brought in over 200 people now. So we're just so proud of him. And now what we're doing is I'm going after more people, because what I do is I like to find people that are open to this home-based business, and people that really want to spend some time with it. Like you said, Ron, you know, you've got to make time for the business. You want to do it every day, and that's what we did when we first got involved. We were on every webinar. We still don't miss a webinar. We're on every single webinar every single day. And so we're getting more and more information, to always constantly learning what we can. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a little story, and I'm going to put my husband on. He's my best friend, and we're 27 years married this week, so I'm proud of that. But what happened last night, usually he comes to bed around 11, and he didn't. And about 12:30, I went out there. I thought maybe he fell asleep in his lazy chair, and what's he doing? He's taking notes on you, Ron, and Will, and he's listening to you, and he's typing all your information and everything you're saying. And he's like, boy, that Ron is so sharp in this business. So what you want to do, you want to, you know, take notes on the leaders and the people that have been in this for a year and what they know, and learn that information so that you can transfer that to your leaders. And once your leaders are going and they got hundreds of people, let them go, let them grow, let them do what they do best. And if they need you, they're going to get a hold of you, and go after more people. I mean, I go to the gym. I get excited every day just going to the gym, because guess what I'm doing there? I'm talking to people. I brought in a person from Russia last week, 25-year-old boy, and we got him in the swimming pool. And it's because, you know, we're excited. We got excitement, and we're not afraid to share it out there. And that's what people need to be doing. Besides doing the posters in the groups, that's a great way to get people. But if you want to get associates, talking to them is the best way to do that. And now that that app is out, that's a great way to do it, to show people. And you're going to know pretty much if somebody's interested within the first minute or two of the conversation. And I can tell, I'm pretty good at that. So if I see any interest whatsoever, then, you know, I'll get their information, I'll give them my business card, and then we'll go from there. And, never prejudge anybody. You don't know who they are and what they're capable of doing. As far as my leaders go, I hope they're better than me, because I want to build this as a generational business. I want to have this as a legacy for my children. And how you do that is you get people that are strong leaders underneath you, and you pass the baton from one to the other, and 1,000 people brings 10,000, 10,000 brings 20. So that's where I want to go with this. And I think that once everything's running, and everybody's doing such a great job at corporate, I can't believe how, you know, they're put, as us running businesses, to do a back office, to put that iGrow for us, to all the different things that the company's doing. That all takes time, energy, money, expertise. So for it to be all done for us, you know, we're just really, really excited about this company and where it's going to go, and how it's going to change people's lives forever. So with that said and done, I'm going to send you over to my best friend, my husband, my partner, and it's nice talking with you, Ron.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You were a great surprise coming out. I didn't know you were going to be able to make it this evening, and I love it. I don't think we have near enough ladies come on the inner circle, and each person speaks to a little bit different audience, and I really love having you here. I just share something real quick with you. It was funny because this happened last night. There's right there, guys. There's another unique way to meet people. She's going to the gym because she's comfortable there. That's her environment, and she's connecting with people. So you don't have to go out on the street. You don't have to go to the gym. All we're saying is just find unique ways to meet up with people. Do it in your comfort zone if you have to. If you're, whatever that is to you, just get out and meet people though. But last night I was talking to my wife, and she was saying, you got to talk to Bryce, my son, my 16-year-old. She said, you got to talk to him. She said, now my 16-year-old is a up and coming bodybuilder. He's in the gym 5-6 days a week. I mean, he's got the diet, he's got everything down. But what was funny was she said, he's always gone to the gym for maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And she said, over the last 2 weeks, it's gotten worse and worse, and he's now staying between 2.5 and 3 hours. which is throwing her day off, when she goes to pick him up and stuff. And she said, "Can you talk to him and find out why he's staying so long?" And what was funny about it was I got on the phone with him. I said, "Hey, Bryce, what's going on? Why are you extending your stay at the gym for another hour to hour and a half longer than what you normally do?" And he goes, "Well, Dad," he said, "I got my phone. I'm listening to, I'm listening to the music." And he said, people come up and start talking to me. And he goes, and it always leads into the social network. And I show him the app. He said, then I wind up sitting there talking to people, and they want to join the network. And I was like, all right, well, you can stay at the gym at 3-4 hours then. That's fine. But, I thought it was just hilarious that you brought that up, because that absolutely just happened last night. The gym is an amazing place to meet people. And here's my 16-year-old. He gets on the phone with Lawrence and goes over ideas for the network. And now he's out, talking to people in his environment at the gym. And another thing that you said there that struck a chord with me, and maybe you and I need to chat one-on-one more often, but you said, that you want to develop a legacy. And I've actually, for the last 15 years, had some corporations that their main the main title is legacy. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and plug some of my corporations, but, I'm all about developing a legacy. And when I'm referring to the company over here, what I refer to it as is a real long-term generational legacy development company, because guys, that's really what we have our hands on, is we have the ability to develop a legacy for our families, for the next generations and the generations after that, not just for ourselves, but for our friends. Okay. And for other, whether it be coworkers or acquaintances. If you're somebody who wants to affect lives, what better way to do it than right here? I mean, I showed you at the beginning how viral the social networks are right now. You have the opportunity. If you've always wanted to affect somebody's life and you didn't know how, you now have that door wide open. Okay, use the social network, get them in here, and then start to pour into their life and work with them and help change their finances around. But thank you so much for sharing. Robert, I guess you've got the floor now.
Hey there. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate. Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly, yes.
Wonderful. Anyway, to start off with, I want to thank you and Will Cormody and Glenn Whiteman for inviting us on this call tonight and to be guest speakers, as well as Lawrence Oswell and Michael Green. And then I also want to thank my partner and my best teammate, Jeanne, for starting it off. And last night I was up at, I guess up to about 1:30 or 2 o'clock, and I liked the webinar so much because of the way you guys have been doing this and answering questions, telling us your stories, as well as training us, Ron. I thought it was really very, impactful, educational, as well as it's helping us, and we should be taking notes. And if you're not taking notes, it's a disservice, because you're getting trained people. And myself, I was a real estate instructor. I taught major courses, and I think the education that we're getting as internet marketers, affiliate marketers, is outstanding. Ron is doing a fantastic job. So is Michael Green, and I basically wanted to compliment Will. Last night was very insightful on where the company is going. Leafit is going to not only set and we are the trailblazers and we are the pioneers, but it is going to revolutionize, I believe, social medias, where we are getting paid as being members for basic posting online. And one of the other things is I wanted to give some value tonight, besides just talking about you should have goals and you should write them down. You should know what your why is. In other words, why are you doing this business? And if you want to get in a home-based business, you should have an activity sheet. And like Ron said, each night before you go to bed, you should know what you're going to do the next day, if it's part-time or full-time. You should write out, you're going to make so many calls, you're going to email so many people, you're going to bring in so many associates, 3 to 5 is a good number, and then take those and duplicate that process with the next 3 to 5 and their 3 to 5. And the reason why is because if they get successful, they're going to stay in. And I found that in all my business dealings through my life. And that's, you know, and anybody can get 3 people. All you have to do, and my wife just goes down when she's at the store, she's talking with everybody, she's sharing Leafit, she's sharing that app, and that is powerful, because once they look at that app and they start looking at the other benefits involved, all you've got to do is invite them and do a 3-way with your upline or sponsor, and there you go, you're going to get people. And this is a very easy, it's duplicatable. This is a very easy business. And one of the other things that I wanted to cover as a topic is, and this is from me, and just to make sure I cover my bases, everybody, the income disclosure statement, the IDS, does apply to this, what I'm going to tell you, as well as the compensation plan as my disclosure. And with that said, is you need to think about, as you do this business, it is a independent contractor, and you need to think about that income that you're going to be making. How should you set up your business? And a lot of you, you could be a Schedule C, which is a sole proprietorship. What that means is you're unincorporated. And so if you look at a tax return sometime and look on Schedule C, it's going to have your basic information. You can call it what you want. You can match your username that you're using in this business, and then it's going to have certain information, that general information that they take at the top of that return. And sort of right below that is the income area. And that income that you derive from this business, you can stick right in that return and follow it down. And that's usually around lines 1 through 7. And then after that, you're going to have your expenses. And it's going to list out all of your different expenses. And what I did, just so that I could discuss this a little bit, is you would be surprised. Let's say you made over $100,000. If you have a business, you can write off the business expenses and business deductions legitimately. And if rather than if you are a employee with a W-2, there you don't have as many expenses, and you certainly can't take off business expenses or business deductions if it's not a business. And some of the business expenses that are on that form are for advertising. You can take off if you're using your car, truck, or whatever your vehicle is in this business. You can certainly take off either the actual expenses, or you can take off a mileage, whichever is more, and that's one of the things that you should look at. What about commissions and fees? You may have that. If it is, that's an expense if you're paying it out. Even if you have contract labor, you could. You could, if you had to get a loan, or if you have an attorney or a professional that prepares your taxes, that's a deductible expense. Office expenses. If you have a home-based business for this Leafit or your particular individual business, you can write off that part of your house or home or office that you use and take the square footage, and then that is also going to allow you to take off the utilities to the extent of that. So let's say you use 25% of your home and it has 2,000 square foot. That 250 square foot, you're going to be able to take off the 25% of your electric. If you use heating, you're going to be able to do that. If you we're in the Northwest, so we have wood, so whatever whatever you buy, 1/4 of that wood that you use for your heating is going to be able, you're going to be able to deduct. Water, sewer, all these types of things that you use for irregularly in your business, you could take off. If you don't, then you can't. And what about supplies and taxes and licenses, and what about meals, travel that we're going to get into? All these type of things you can take off. And so I'm going to be real quick. I'm just trying to get you to see that another aspect, a big and major advantage benefit of being a Leafit associate or an affiliate is basically having this business. You can also, if you decide to become an entity, and usually around about $100,000, you should become either a corporation, which is a subchapter S, or a partnership or a limited liability company. And the reason why is because it's going to its tax brackets are less than an individual's tax brackets, which means that you could end up paying from $3,000 to $5,000 less in taxes because the tax brackets are basically more beneficial to you in essence. If you compare them, and that's the way to do it, you're going to find that you pay less taxes as an entity than you do as an individual. That's the bottom line. You can check it out yourself or have your accountant do it. Now I wanted to jump real quickly to the iGrow University. I'm a big fan of iGrow, and the reason why it's teaching us how to do the business, how to basically advertise, how to market. I had no idea it would get into detail on basically using your funnels and driving traffic down there, because I never understood it because I wasn't an internet marketer. But I can see by doing that, it is going to get more people to look at your business in the long run. Besides your conversion rate, and I never understood what that was, it's going to be able to allow you to convert more people into sales than by not doing it, because it's geared for that and it's tailored for that. It's targeting that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, for you newbies out there, I know exactly how you feel because I've been there myself. And I've had to learn a lot of this, and you need to, like Ron says, have a presence online. That is critical to your business, as well as, I think, the way Jeanne does it too, one-on-one. So you need to find one way that you can get successful in your basically posting on basically Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're doing, or basically going to Craigslist and putting ads in there locally, handing out cards, just talking with people. But get out there, get active, show them you like what you do, you're excited, and bring and entertain them. That's what they want, and then show them how they can be successful, and they're going to be interested in you. That's about it. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Ron. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. Guys, when you come to the inner circle, you never know what you're going to get. And I would say consult your attorney, but you just heard from an attorney right there. So what I love about this, Robert, is that you guys, you don't need to be doing leafit. You're here, you're pouring, into the university. You're doing all these things, and I'm not going to ask you your why. I know you have a why. You even talked about it here, and which tells me that you do. You listen to these webinars, you take notes, and I that's exactly, if I could duplicate you over and over again, life would be so good. A lot of people come to these and they don't take the notes, they don't implement, but the biggest thing that they don't do is they don't take action. And that's not everybody. It's the ones who do take action are the ones that are exploding, that are doing great. And so if you're somebody that's sitting there right now and procrastination has a hold of you, make sure, and I say this all the time, make sure that you wage war on procrastination. You take the things that have been discussed on this webinar here tonight and you put it to action. All right? Do what Robert said. Assume success. All right? I mean, if I was to take everything he talked about right there, why is he talking about taxes? Why is he talking about $100,000 a year? Maybe you're not at that point mentally right now. You're thinking, well, I would just like to make another $500 a month. Okay? Maybe that's where you're at. But what I love about Robert's speech there is that he's assuming success already. Okay, he has success in his career, and he's assuming success over here with his leafit group. And look what's happening. All right, 825 people on his team since July 12th. And what I love about it is that I'm also structured, Robert. I mean, it's the fact, guys, that maybe you haven't even thought about that. Maybe you didn't realize that by going with a corporation, you can get those tax breaks. But if you're busting your butt out there and you're working hard, you're bringing people in, you're working with them, you're doing everything right, but at the end of the year, that tax bill comes around and it's just wiping out a good portion of your profits, then we didn't do you a service. So Robert, I appreciate you talking about that tonight. And if you have not looked into yet, guys, the fact that you may need a corporation, what do I always say? I always say that if you're gonna be successful, plan for it right now. Okay, don't wait until you're already at $100,000 a year making that kind of money and you're paying through the nose on your taxes, because you're not cheating the system, guys. You're simply utilizing the benefits that are at your disposal. And we bring somebody in like Robert Bolton here, and he talks to you guys about the fact that, hey, did you know? Okay, I've never brought that up on a call, actually. I love the fact that you did that. And beyond that, I've even talked about this over here at corporate before. That we could even put some education out there about asset protection and stuff. There's going to be a lot of millionaires made through this company. Why? Because it's so explosive. It's a viral nature. So exactly what Robert just talked about. You guys need to start thinking about that today if you don't have a corporation, and getting those tax benefits and keeping that money in your pocket. Because what could you do with another $3,000 to $5,000 a year? You could come to one of the Leafit events somewhere. We're going to start having those. Maybe we hold one of those somewhere exotic, and you want to go to it. So you had an extra $3,000 to $5,000 in your pocket, or maybe you just want to take a family vacation. Okay, maybe you got a teenager that's getting ready to start driving. You need to buy a car. Whatever you do with that money, it's yours, as long as you do what Robert's talking about here and you properly structure. All right, so right on, Robert, right on tonight. That was perfect. Revolutionizing social media, I love that as well. Absolutely. I mean, for the first time ever, a network sharing the revenue back with the users, never been done before, and other networks are going to have to take notice of this. It takes a little bit to get traction and start going, and you guys as teams, start building this stuff. But before you know it, Leafit's going to be a household name, guys. It's going to happen, and you guys are here at the beginning. You can capitalize on that and be part of that revolution. All right, we are going to change the industry. Goals. I love the fact that you say write them down, because a goal is nothing if you don't put it in writing and put a date to it. All right, you guys have to commit. You got to commit to what you want in life. And if you've been doing this term insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Okay, if you haven't gotten to where you want to be in life right now, are you writing goals down? Are you making a plan to succeed, or are you sitting back and letting life take you? All right, so that's another one I love. Write your goals down. And I always say this one, and Robert, thanks for reiterating it. What's your why? Establish your why, guys. Why are you here tonight? Why are you taking this hour out of your life to sit here and listen to people that you've never met before talk to you? Why are you doing that? There's a reason that you're here. And if you don't know what that reason is, you need to look inside and figure out, why am I here? What is it I'm trying to get out of this business? Okay? Think about that. Write it down. Write your goals down. It's very, very important. My wife gets on me all the time because I've got notepad after notepad, and now Lawrence has me using apps and all kinds of stuff here to, keep my life in order. But you know what, guys? I write everything down, and I put dates next to it. I put deadlines, and I hold people accountable, and I hold myself accountable. And that's the same thing you guys need to do. If you want to have success, if you want to be wealthy, you want to pass a legacy on to your family, to your kids and your kids' kids, it's not going to happen by mistake. All right, so make sure that you're following the advice that you guys get on the inner circle. I'm not saying you got to run out and set up a corporation tomorrow, but you should have already written it down on your to-do list to at least start to investigate that and see if that's the best thing for you in your life. Let's see, early success. Okay, you talked about having early success. You know what, guys? If you focus in on getting three, who get three, and yours is free. I mean, three who get three, and you don't have to pay your monthlies anymore. And I know where he was going with that one. It was your people will stay here. All right, because attrition is never fun. When you bring somebody into your business, and 60 days later they leave, it wears on you. All right, so what you have to look at is, why did they leave? Okay, what was wrong there? And from corporate, that's the same thing that we look at each and every day. What can we do better to have less attrition? Attrition happens in any business. Okay, it just does. It's going to happen. But what can we do to limit that? Right. And one of the things that we can do is we can pour into you guys and help you create duplication, provide tools for you, things like that. But help get three people, and then help them get their three. Do that duplication process. And if their monthly isn't costing them anything, they're not going to go anywhere, which means now they'll plant their feet and they'll start to learn. But at the same time, what I talked about, I believe it was last night or the day before, one of the webinars this week that I was on, what I said in that was, make sure that you're creating an environment, not just, the one that we have in the company that we're establishing right now, but make sure that you have an environment within your team. All right. And one of the things that you guys are going to see in the new back office when it comes out is a leaderboard. Okay. A monthly leaderboard and an all-time leaderboard. And on that leaderboard, guys, it actually has team, 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 the team that you're on, team name. And, you might be wondering, well, why are they doing that? Okay. Well, I know Robert and Jeanne know why. I mean, teams, you want to create a team environment where people, they came here for the product, they came here for the social network, they came here for the university, whatever that is. But if they have a bad day or something, or they're not making the amount of money that they want to make, or whatever happens in their life, they're not just going to go away. Why? Because this is their support group. This is their environment right here that they're drawn to, that they want to be part of because of the environment that you guys create in your individual teams. Okay? So be that leader, stand up and create an environment that people want to be around. Man, Robert, that was amazing. You got me fired up on that. So I'm all about corporations and asset protection and playing within the rules. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, but at the same time, don't give him any more than he deserves. So thank you so much for sharing that, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I look forward to having you guys back on again.
Thanks, Ron.
It's a pleasure. Anytime.
Excellent. All right, so let's talk real quick about a race that we have going on here. This is what we call our 50K race. We're going to give away $200,000 when these different milestones are met. 5,000 paying associates. The individual with the most personally sponsored associate is going to get $15,000. All right, now that goal right there is not very far off. Not very far off at all. 10,000 paying associates. The individual with the most personally sponsored will get $25,000. Doesn't have to be the same person. Okay, it could be two different people. Could be you. All right. Then we're not a recruiting program. That was, the reason we did it that way was to really get that initial boost to the business and get people coming in, motivating you guys to, have a team that you can work with. So that's why we went that direction. But then when we hit 25,000 paying associates, the whole game changes at that point, guys, because the $50,000 check that we're going to send out at that point is going to go to the individual who has the most personally sponsored, who each have their 3. All right. So when you do that and you do the stuff that our speakers were talking about here tonight, and you create that duplication, you could be in the running for that, a $50,000 check. How'd you like to get 50 grand this year, right around Christmas? Wouldn't that be great? Okay. I mean, would you stay home? Would you, go to Hawaii? Maybe go to, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, beautiful. I was just there earlier this year. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, 50 grand, that right there could change the course of your life. That you could go full time on Leafit. So, these are realistic things that you guys can participate in. 50,000 paying associates. We're going to give out $110,000 to the individual who has the most personally sponsored, who each have their 3 again. All right. So start building your team, start creating duplication, and participate, and take your portion of this $200,000. Incredible giveaway right there. We've got some other promotions coming as well that I'm working on in the background, but that right there, guys, that's life-changing money. I mean, if you were to pick up that $110,000, I don't know anybody that couldn't use 110 grand right now, and we're going to give that to somebody. With that, we're going to bring the webinar to a close. We are going viral right now. We have literally hundreds of people joining every single day. And so what do you do to become part of all of this excitement that we're having and all this fun we're having? Decide to move forward. Okay, if you're not on board with us already, decide right now to move forward with us. Get back in touch with your sponsor, get their username, go to their website, leafit.biz/your sponsor's username, and secure your position. All right, you are at the beginning. Don't let procrastination get in your way. You are at the beginning of something major. Major. All right. I've built some enormous companies in the last 19 years, and I have to tell you, I've never been involved in something this big. So make sure that you're securing your position. Get started with us right away. Download the app. Took you through the instructions. Go join Leafit first, then click on the link in your back office. Download the app to your phone. Okay. Follow the step-by-step system that we have here in front of you guys, that we've made available, all the webinars and the training and things that we're continually expanding on. The things that you hear the speakers talk about every single week, plug into it. More importantly, plug your people into it. We got a call through customer service today where someone was, they were unhappy because their sponsor brought them in and then never talked to them again. Don't do that. Plug yourself in the system and then plug your people into the system as well. All right. This is an amazing business, guys, and the sky is the limit for you. Get somebody on the call or get on the phone and get people on the webinars. We provide 6 opportunity webinars Monday through Sunday. Get some people on those and watch your business explode. As soon as they get on that, what are you going to do? You're going to follow up with them. Okay. You're going to get them over to your sales funnel. You're going to follow up again. You're going to close them. Even if they come on as a free associate, doesn't matter. They're still part of your network, and you can still be making overrides on them. Build relationships and have fun. We talked a lot about building relationships tonight. It's very, very important. People will come here for the network. They'll come here for the products, but they will stay for the relationships and the environment that's been created here. They'll want to be around it. Guys, with that, I just want to welcome you to the team. If you're just getting started, get back in touch with your sponsor and start making some phone calls. Make your list tonight so that tomorrow when you get home from work, you know what you're doing, and throw out all the excuses. Right here, right now is when the fun begins for you and your family. Thank you so much for coming out and spending this time with us. And thank you to my speakers for coming out and sharing all those great golden nuggets for the industry. Take care and have a good night.